PYX 106.
1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. I was filling up with gas this morning right across the street from Martin Harding and Mazzotti. Yeah, because we got to go over to the Keeler thing. I don't know if I was even going to make it over to Keeler.
Oh, wow.
So I had to run over and fill some gas up. What's up, Paul?
Hey, good morning, guys. Not too much.
It's kind of a two-parter this morning. We were on vacation, so one of them's kind of a holdover. You want to start?
No,
Quinn?
you go.
All right,
go.
Well, can I use your question?
You
then?
can use any of them.
This
yeah.
was Quinn's question. I thought it was interesting. Is there any less jail time if you rob a Subway shop with pepper spray versus an actual weapon, or is pepper spray considered a weapon?
That happened a couple weeks ago
Colony, right?
in Colony.
Yeah.
Someone robbed the Subway with a pepper spray.
Yeah, they did. And first of all, bad idea on every front. The amount of time that people get for robbery, they don't figure that out until they've committed the crime. It really is a tremendous amount of jail time someone can do, more so than even manslaughter, believe it or not. But you've got a situation where robbery kind of has these you've probably heard this, first degree, second degree, and third degree. Third degree being, the least, I guess, but still carries up to 7 years in jail. And that just means you're forcibly stealing property from someone, no weapon involved at all. Where that gets tricky is the pepper spray would be less jail time than a gun as long as you have a gun that's operational. So if you show up with a gun and you rob a Subway and you don't have bullets, or maybe it's a toy gun, or maybe it's a real gun, but it's not functioning, that's robbery second. But again, and that is the same thing as pepper spray. So you're actually taking forcibly, using a weapon, but carries up to 15 years in jail. So the only thing that changes in robbery first is that you have a gun that's operational, and you do the robbery.
Well, so you can differentiate then. If there is pepper spray versus a gun that works, you get less time.
But you're still going to spend a lot of time in jail for what, $300?
I know, counselor, but the question was, will you do less time? So hypothetically, I show up with a really tough-looking stare and a note at a bank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get less time than if I show up with pepper spray or even a gun that does work, right?
It is absolutely true.
All right.
Wow.
There you go. Keep that in mind, PYX listeners.
I'm not sure if this was, I read this a while ago, and if it was Albany or if it was the city or whatever, but some guy robbed someone for like 10 cents.
Yeah.
Does the amount of what you rob someone matter?
Great question.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You're in a situation where that's where I think people, because you get to the situation forcibly taking something from someone. I mean, little kids do it all the time. The 3-year-olds, they go take someone's toy and they walk away.
Right.
And somehow, even I was a little surprised myself. I had to brush up a little bit on the sentences for this robbery, and there's serious jail time. Manslaughter in New York is 5 to 15. So that means if you kill someone and you're just kind of out of your mind, angry or jealous, or you do it spontaneously without any intent.
Right. You get less time than if you rob
somebody. And these
somebody.
robbery sentences, robbery first is 25 years to life.
So what you're saying is, it's go ahead and kill somebody instead of rob somebody. You do less time.
I'm not sure I said that.
It's just crazy.
But you might do less jail time. That's
wild.
It's really strange. Yeah.
All right, then the second question revolves around the Supreme Court and the lawsuits. What was the ruling that they can't go into your cell phone, right? So,
yeah, in fact, we had that. I think we even talked about it on the radio about a year ago. That there was someone who was stopped, and the cell phone had these pictures on them.
Right.
And the pictures are what got the guy in trouble.
It was a Verizon guy, I thought, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Great memory. And so again, no one has any sympathy for the guy that has inappropriate photos on his phone. But the question is, what can the police do? Well, they've been doing this. If they stop and they arrest you, without a warrant, they're just going ahead and stuff within your wingspan. They say empty your pockets. They look to see what's around you for protection. They want to make sure you don't have a gun or a weapon. But what they were doing is taking the phones and flipping through them and saying, oh, look what we have here. We have pictures, or we have some other stuff on here. Now the Supreme Court came down, U.S. Supreme Court, and said that's not going to happen. The Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable search and seizure applies to cell phones, so now we can assume it applies to computers and all the technology. They would need a warrant to go in and look at that stuff.
So the question is if I have a court case pending, is it going to be thrown out?
Yes.
It is.
Oh, wow. So
there's
a lot, because I know there's a lot of people with court cases up for grabs right now, right?
Yeah. The issue being is that if you've already kind of pled out, right, you've already kind of pled out to the charge, and it's already done. So maybe I don't know what happened with the Verizon case, but if he pled out and he's got charges that he took a plea bargain to, he won't be in that same position. But if your case is still pending, this would say that it would throw out all the information. And the reason the police have to be important, the reason it's important to the police is if they go ahead and do something like this, they risk what they call spoliation of the evidence, meaning the whole case can be thrown out just by flipping through that cell phone. So it could be a positive stop. They may have found some drugs on the car. They may have found other things. But by going through that cell phone, anything related to that cell phone
Violated
would no longer be chargeable in court and could get thrown out. So, yeah, I think it's fairly effective now. The police are all being instructed because, again, they don't know all the rules because the rules change so quickly with technology that they just can't do this.
Well, if you're a PYX listener, odds are you've been arrested and or have committed some sort of burglary. So we're very helpful this morning, I think, Paul.
So.
Thank you very much, as always.
Yeah, so commit manslaughter, not robbery. Right.
1-800-LAW-1010 and 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Thanks for the time, Paul.
Okay, guys, thank you.
It's PYX 106.
Quinn and Cantara.
Man, them jokers was big.
Mornings on PYX 106.
Size of a quarter, doggone.